Ah, shit. All right, so I'm back again. I'm back again with another video. Right at this very moment, I haven't even decided what I'm gonna call this video. I just turned the recorder on and just free flow, right? So what I've been considering and thinking about talking about today, individualism, being yourself, learning from other people, using what you learned, putting your own spin on it, doing your own thing, right? When I was growing up, when I was a kid, my mother used to always tell me, be a leader, not a follower. There we go. There we go. That's today's discussion. Be a leader, not a follower. Ever since my mother told me that as a young boy, it's always stuck with me. It's always stuck with me, right? When I was a child, I used to see all the kids in the neighborhood. All the kids, when it was hot outside, all the kids had water guns, water balloons, all that shit, open up the fire hydrant and stuff like that, right? I will always see all the other kids having so much gun with the Nerf water guns and whatever else. I'm like, man, I want one. So after seeing, after being outside for a whole day with all the kids in the neighborhood and my younger brother and older sister, we all outside. It's kids who got water guns outside. It's kids who got extras and shit. So they sharing. They like, yeah, man, just go to the fire hydrant and fill up, man. Get back in the battle. You know what I mean? Nerf guns and shit like that. But my parents, my parents never allowed me to have any type of gun. Any type of gun. I don't care what it looked like, a toy, a Nerf gun, a water gun. I could not have guns as anything relative to them in the house. Right? If one of our friends let us borrow one, we get our ass whooped. And we gotta go over to their house. Hopefully we know where they live at. But anyway, right? The reason why I'm saying that is because that's what a lot of young guys in the inner city is into. Them guns, right? And I'm so thankful that I never attained a fetish or a liking for guns or anything of that nature. I was always more into, martial arts, Tai Chi, shit like that. You know what I mean? I was always more into that. And it's still like that. I never switched up. I never changed, who I am to try to fit in with these people or those people. You know what I mean? I've always been myself. Always been myself. When I get around people, right, and we get around other people and they start having a different wavelength, a different energy, they start switching up, I take a mental note. I'm like, okay, we got around such and such, A, B, C, and X, Y, and Z, and they started acting this type of way. They started talking about this shit. Yesterday we was having a discussion and they said they completely against this shit. I'm like, when you see the switch up when you see when you see the disingenuity, is that the word? Disingenuity. When you see that somebody is disingenuous, meaning they not genuine, meaning they not real, right? You gotta distance yourself. You don't gotta just say, man, you full of shit, you fake, you phony, you ain't gotta do none of that. You just slowly distance yourself. You just slowly pull away. You know what I mean? They be like, yo, let's go out to this party. Like, nah, man, I got something I gotta do. I see y'all next week or whatever. I see y'all back at work or at school. You know what I mean? The reason why you don't want to follow the crowd is because you can follow the crowd all the way to your death. I'm just gonna give you a second to let that sink in. Yeah, you can follow the crowd all the way to your death. I'll give you an example. Let's say you and your buddies, y'all just graduated out of middle school. Y'all going to high school now, right? All y'all play sports. Y'all all came up on the football or basketball team, whatever, right? Y'all get to high school. Y'all start hanging with the cool kids. You know what I mean? Skipping class, ditching school. You know what I mean? Start hanging out with these people. They skipping class to smoke weed. They skipping class to go hang out at somebody's house and chill for the day. We got females over there too. Right? So you start chilling with these people. Y'all always having fun. You like, man, I don't want to go to school, man. I want to go hang out with them again. Right? You hanging out with them. Your grades slipping. Your parents is concerned. You know what I mean? You start getting into the reckless behavior that they into, smoking, drinking, partying. You know what I'm saying? Then they start upping the ante. They don't want to smoke weed no more. Now they want, you know what I'm saying, some cocaine, some heroin, some whatever. You know what I mean? They like, yo, try this shit. This shit way better than that shit we was smoking. Yo, check this out, man. How you think the crack epidemic came about? Because people was following. They was like, yo, this shit, that shit. This shit, that shit. Right? But you don't see people praising crack like that nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because it's more potent shit out there. You got fentanyl and shit like that now. Right? So you follow behind these people, you start doing the things that they doing, then you develop a drug addiction or a really bad habit. You know what I'm saying? That's really hard for you to kick because why? You just followed them. There's plenty of people. There's plenty of people who overdosed on drugs because they got something bad, or they didn't know you ain't supposed to take this whole pill when you a lightweight and all that. You know what I mean? Shit. You can follow the crowd to your death. You can follow the crowd to homelessness. You can follow the crowd to ruining your life. To ruining your life. Right? And then not only that, you're gonna be hanging out with these people. And you're gonna be like, yo, why am I out? We just sitting out here looking like fools and shit. We ain't even doing nothing. We just sitting around smoking, talking, looking at each other and shit. We not doing nothing at all. We not playing the game. We not playing sports. You know what I'm saying? We not going nowhere. Bro, we just hanging around, loafing around, smoking and shit. All right? Get out of high school. Y'all keep doing that. You gotta have money to support your habit. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, you going in your mother purse. You know what I'm saying? You running up in people's houses. You know what I'm saying? Like, and all that stuff happens because you wanted to follow the crowd. You wanted to be cool. You want to be with this people, these people, those people. You know what I'm saying? Bro, you gotta blaze your own trail, yo. You gotta blaze your own trail, right? I see so many of my younger brothers and sisters going the wrong way. And it's like, I want to help them, but you can't help somebody that don't want to be helped. You can't. You can't force your help on people. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let people figure things out for themselves sometimes. What's that old saying? You can bring a horse to the pond, but you can't make him drink. It's so real. That's so real. You know what I'm saying? But look, right? Nowadays, with social media, like, you are conditioned to be a follower. When you go check out a YouTube page or a social media page, what's the first thing you look for? How many followers they got, right? How many followers they got. I always, like, when social media first came out, I always had an issue with that. Like, follow this person, follow. I'm not a follower. I'm not a follower. I don't want to follow somebody. You know what I'm saying? MySpace was cool because you add them as a friend. Facebook was cool because you add them as a friend. Twitter, I think, was the first one that I came across. They was talking about follow me, I follow back. I'm like, follow? What the hell is follow? You know what I mean? YouTube was subscribers. Subscribers, that's different. You know what I mean? That's different than the term follower, right? Subscriber, that's more or less like, this something that I'm interested in. I want to be a part of this, so I'm just gonna punch it in the system that I want this channel to pop up on my feed. I want to keep seeing this channel. I want to keep seeing what they're doing, right? Because whatever it is, it's informative, it's entertaining, it's interesting. You know what I mean? Whatever. Right? I got something I think I can sit down right here and still be on camera. Yeah, cool. Cool. Right? What was I just saying? I know I was talking something about following. It don't matter. I'm just gonna keep talking on that same point, right? So like I said, when I was younger, my mother always told me be a leader, not a follower. And the reason why she said that was because I had got in trouble at school. I can't remember exactly what happened, but I was hanging out with some young gentleman in my class or something, and I think we all had got called into the principal's office or whatever, and they all wanted to get all part of the story to figure out what happened. Of course, we little kids, we all don't want to take the fall, so we shuck the blame on everybody else except for me. It was 3 of us. You know what I'm saying? They both threw me under the bus, and I just said I didn't know who did it, right? I didn't want to snitch on my friends. I didn't want to get my friends in trouble, right? So long story short, I'm the only one out of the 3 of us that gets in trouble, and I get suspended like a day or 2 from school or something like that. So of course I get my butt whipped, and my mother is like, "Be a leader, not a follower." I'm like, "Mom, but we all." No, we all nothing. You the only one who got suspended. They went back to class. They didn't get in trouble. You the one that got in trouble. So she like, they not your friends. They're not your friends. They both threw you under the bus to get out of trouble. That's not what a friend's supposed to do to you. You following behind these other little kids and they ain't doing nothing but getting you in a world of trouble. You know what I mean? She was like, be a leader, not a follower. Right? So it stuck with me. That shit really stuck with me because I'm like, yo, I'm 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 the only one in trouble. Why am I the only one in trouble? Why am I the only one in trouble? And I'm not even the one that did the damage. I think we had broke something. I can't remember. It was either we did something stupid like put a fire alarm or broke the fire extinguisher. You know what I mean? I can't like broke the glass for the fire extinguisher, and we wasn't gonna use it because we little ass kids. We just, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, like I'm saying, long story short, I'm the only one that got in trouble. So I'm pissed. I'm mad. So when I go back to school, I don't want to be their friend no more. I'm like, y'all ain't gonna do shit but just get me in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that was the first lesson that I had with being a leader and not a follower. Right? That's where I learned that it's best to do your own thing. Right? But see, going deeper with the being a leader, not a follower thing, right? That goes double. Man, all these fucking nets. That goes double for social media. Why you say that, Hawk? I'm gonna tell you. Just be patient, right? That goes double for social media. Why is it that damn near all the women on social media look damn near the same? Are they all using the same filter? Are they all using the same makeup tutorials? Like, why does every woman look like a goddamn one for one Barbie doll with each other? They all look the fucking same. You go back, you go on YouTube or wherever, and you find videos from 1950s, 60s, 70s, any generation, you know what I'm saying? Any era of time, any decade, you know what I'm saying, before 2010, like, everybody had their own look. You know what I mean? And if two people had the same look, they probably wasn't that close around each other unless they was just like really close friends and they all was into the same stuff. Like, you know what I mean? There was more individualism back then. You know what I mean? I saw a video that showed kids in high school in the 90s, right? I said, man, like everybody looks happy, everybody looks healthy, like it's like people are having like social interactions that we only like awe and marvel at today. Like, bro, we are literally becoming or going to the point of singularity. I think that's what it is. Please correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm talking about the wrong thing and y'all know what I'm talking about, please feel free to correct me, because I don't want to tell people the wrong thing. I don't want to misinform anyone. You know what I mean? I only want to give y'all straight up facts. Straight up facts, right? So you see these kids, they vibrant, they healthy, they look like, you know what I mean? Everybody look like they alive. Like nowadays, everybody looks depressed, downtrodden, defeated. You know what I mean? Defeated. And I think it's because the majority of us, we lost our sense of identity by trying to fit in with the in crowd, trying to, you know what I mean, be accepted by our peer groups or online or whatever. That's where trends. Let me see if I can put this over here. Yeah, that's better. That's where we get the term trends and fads from. You know what I mean? What the hell was that? Yeah, cause people are following behind what's hot, what's cool. Like that's how trends start. Like even though oh fucking god. I dropped something. And it's very small. It flew in the grass somewhere. And I don't know. Okay. Alright. I feel like I gotta blow my nose. I should have took a little bit more time to get ready for this video I was gonna make, but whatever. I'm just talking. I'm late with my video today too as well. I had a lot of ripping and running to do earlier, and I actually have to go to work later on tonight. So right. So going back into trends, fads, whatever, followings. That's how before the internet. That's how trends and fads happen. Somebody seen it. Somebody thought it was cool. They did it, and it goes down the line. You know what I mean? Until everybody's doing it. Everybody's wearing it. It's the cool new thing. Everybody's doing it. Right? So nowadays, trends and fads, if you will, they start online. And we have a lot of trends and challenges that were no good. That actually proved my point about earlier. I was saying you can follow the herd to your death, right? So y'all remember Tide Pods, right? People was eating Tide Pods. The one where they stole they would use the iPhone USB cord to steal a Kia. Like, you got the NyQuil chicken. There was some other ones I can't think of because I wasn't on TikTok back then. But I would always see the trends that was going on. And I'd always say to myself, like, what kind of goofy ass shit is they doing? Like, why are they eating Tide Pods? Like, for real, they really putting it in their mouth and chewing on and swallowing. You know what I mean? I didn't get none of that, bro. I didn't get none of that. Right? So people are risking life and limb for a following. And the crazy thing about this following thing, right? It's almost cult-like. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think these people who set up these social media profiles, they knew what they was doing. You know what I mean? And the language that they use, like, y'all got, that's another thing. Y'all gotta really like look at these words that we use and break them down to see like what they really mean. That's probably like the video I'll make tomorrow, like really understanding the words that you using. Right? Because that's another thing that people do nowadays. They misappropriate terminologies all the time, like the whole misogyny thing, hypergamy, like all these words that like even crash out. Like, people just hear something that they like to say and they just say it in a similar context, never really knowing what it means. Like, you just say words because everybody uses you. It's a buzzword now, right? I don't like that. I always thought it was stupid when people use words that they couldn't define. I'm like, well, what does that mean? Well, I don't know. Like, they just say it whenever. I'm like, bro, if you don't know what the word means and you can't explain to me what it means, please don't use that terminology. Like me personally, I don't really even know what misogyny means outright without having to look it up. Because why? I don't care what it means. I don't use the term. Right? So when it comes to following followers, whatever, blah blah blah, always be yourself. Do your own thing. I know it's a cliche thing to say, be yourself, but the reason why that statement has stood the test of time is because when you don't pretend to be someone or something that you're not, you attract the people that are good for you, right? You attract people that like you for who you are. You attract your tribe. Your vibe attracts your tribe. So when you pretend to be someone you're not, you attract people who like that aspect or that image or that representation, which is not you. It's a carbon copy that you got from watching a movie or being around somebody that you admire or whatever. Like learned behaviors. Everything that we do is learned. Like when we come out the womb, we don't have no survival instincts. Like we don't know shit. We don't know anything coming out the womb. And that's not the same for animals. It seems like they come out the womb knowing how to walk, run, jump, skip, and all that. I guess it's because as soon as they come out, they see the example, right? They see everybody else around them doing that. So like, all right, let me try. All right, get the stumbling, and immediately they walking. Well, the reason why I'm saying is because it's ingrained in them. Certain behaviors, you know what I mean? It's like they don't have to learn it. They just already know. Like reptiles. Like certain reptiles, like they don't care for their young. They just hatch the eggs and, you know what I mean, good luck. Sink or swim. You know what I mean? So that's like nowadays, like we see a lot of people doing the same thing. We see a lot of streamers going the degen route, doing degenerate things. It's basically like the shock and awe principle, doing crazier and crazier things, up in the ante every time. So it's like every time you got to keep doing crazier and crazier stunts. I saw a video of the guy, I Show Speed, jumping over like Ferraris or something like that, like having them like drive up and he like get ready and hop over them or whatever. Right? Damn it. Some people, y'all probably know what I'm doing, but I'm not trying to do it on camera. Right? Got something going on over here. Sometimes you gotta have plausible deniability. Anyway. We as a people, we as a species rather, we follow examples that we seen set before us so we can have better chance of survival and living. Right? But when you see people following people to hell, following people to destruction, following people to poverty, following people to immorality, idolatry, when you start seeing these things, you gotta say, hold on, wait a second, something is not right. Like, idolizing people and celebrities is really a sin. It's really a sin. Worshiping celebrities, content creators, whatever. Bro, that shit is a sin. And I can understand why it's sinful to do that. You know what I mean? Because people are not deities. People are not gods. People are so flawed. Right? There's no way human beings can ever approach perfection. Nevertheless, they try. Right? Damn, these fucking flies, bro. Like, I should have picked a different spot. But no, like, nowadays, we're human beings are trying to integrate technology into their natural lives. Like, everything's becoming automated and digitized. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I meant by the singularity. Like, it's gonna be just one mastermind we're all hooked up to, and we all share the same thoughts and feelings and everything. Nobody has independent thought or independent, you know what I mean, independent movement. Like, everybody will become the same. Like, you look at how similar animals are to one another, it's gonna be like that. We all gonna be like that. Like how you see all the women online today looking like the same damn Barbie doll. Like, they're packaging beauty now to look like that. I never really liked the Barbie doll look. I always liked that curly hair look, that long curly hair. I always liked that. I always thought that was sexy. You know, like how Christina Milian had it back in the day in that Love Don't Cost a Thing movie. I thought, yeah, I had a crush on her. But anyway, being a follower, right? Being a follower, you're gonna always end up with the short end of the stick. You never really gonna know who you are. So you're always gonna do things to try to figure out who you are. You get into the gothic thing. You do that for 3-6 months, you realize, man, this ain't me. You start fucking with the galaxy gas, start hitting that shit with all them goofy ass niggas. You realize, man, this killing my brain. I can't even think straight. I can't even function right. This ain't for me. You start putting on furry costumes and shit, looking like a goddamn Star Fox cosplay. And you like, man, these people freaky as hell. This ain't for me. They weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, because why? You don't know who you are. You have an identity crisis. You running with these people, those people, trying to make friends with them, him, Jim, Tom, and Tim. Like, you don't know who you are when you always trying to fit in. You always trying to fit in, so you never really know who your friends are. You always think everybody fake and phony. No, bro. They just know that you are. Like, if you talk shit about, let's say, for an example, let's say you get around this clique of people, and every time you get around this clique of people, you always talking shit about your family, or, you know what I'm saying, like, who was used to be your friends. You don't think people listen to that shit and be like, man, they talking about their family like that? They talking about their peoples like that? Like, I can only imagine what they say about me. Right? And that's another thing. Like, if you get around people and they always talking shit about other people, it's like, bro, I can only imagine what you say about me when I'm not around. Bro, that's another thing. I never really fuck with people, man, woman, child, you know what I'm saying, who like to talk about other people all the time. And we've got an abundance of that on YouTube. That's what gets clicks and views, that drama, that talking shit, that motherfucking, yo, look what they did. Look at this. Like, bro, I try not to concern myself with what everyone else is doing. Right? That's how you become a follower, because you don't have your own motion. You don't have your own things to do, to create, to share. Like you don't have your own thing, so you follow behind the trends and shit. Being your own man, your own woman, it's the best thing you can do. Excuse me. Being your own person is the best thing you can do, man. It's the best thing you can do. When you know who you are, right, it makes life easier. That's why they say be yourself. Because when you're not doing all this work, homework, and putting all this effort into trying to fit in and being liked and being accepted, right? When you get out of that, it takes all this stress and weight off your shoulders. You like, oh man, life is good. You can breathe. You're not stressing about what did they think about that thing that I wore today, or did I wonder if they think that was cool. Or, bro, stop worrying about what everybody else thinks, bro. Be weird. Be you, right? You'll attract the people that are into the same things, that's on the same wavelength, right? You'll attract your true friends by being yourself. That's the reality of it, bro. You should never try to be something else. That's so much more difficult than being what you naturally are. Why do you want to make it harder for yourself? Because you want to be accepted by those people you admire? Fuck them. After you get out of high school, you don't really even talk to half the people you used to know, right? And I knew that before I went to high school. Like, shout out to anybody from high school that's watching this video. You actually, like, probably never talked to me because I was really reserved in high school. I still am, but I'm in a space where I want to share my thoughts now, right? But anyway, right, in high school, I really kept to myself. I wasn't concerned about making friends and this and that. I had the people around me that I liked, that liked me. Some of them I still talk to, but not many, right? I say all these things to say this right here. The more time you spend chasing behind the crowd, keeping up with the Joneses, trying to be accepted, respected, and never rejected, you slowly erode who you are away until you just become a blank soul, or a completely tainted soul, to where who you were or who you are is so buried beneath everything that you put on that you can't even find yourself. I've been there where I've been so depressed that I don't even remember how I was. Nothing makes sense. Nothing feels right. I don't get any enjoyment out of the things that I thought that I was passionate about. That's because sometimes we go through metamorphoses. We go through transformations, and in the midst of the transformation, we're becoming something more, something new, something different, something changed, something better. And in that process, your mind is rewiring itself to, who am I supposed to be? Who do I want to be? Who do I need to be in order for me to continue living? Right? So in conclusion, I want to say, be yourself. If people don't like you for who you are, they're doing you a favor by letting you know. Right? Dang it. That wind blew my phone off. But look. In all seriousness, Being yourself is easy. The only hard part is accepting the fact that everybody's not going to like you. But that's truly a blessing in disguise. Because when you don't have to pretend and you can be your genuine self and people accept you and love you for who you are, it makes everything in life that much sweeter. Why don't you give it a try? If you've never tried to just be your true self around people, give it a shot. Try it out. You'll quickly see how easy it is to differentiate between who's really for you and who's not. That's really the cheat code. It makes it easier to know who fucks with you and who don't. Right? So, I hope you learned something today. Hawk Sensei, Professor Hawk signing out. This has been another one of our daily discussions. I hope to see you all tomorrow. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're getting better. Hope you're progressing. Let's expand. Let's grow. Let's go.